Morning, Michael here. Welcome back to the channel. March 8, we're 11:45 a.m. Brussels time, which means that the European markets are open, and we'll still need to wait a few hours for the US markets to open later today. Today, I'm not going to give an intensive update on what the markets are doing, nor we're going to have a look at the sweet spot and look at what the losers and winners are. Today, we're going to do a deep dive, and I'm going to show you how I do my daily detailed analysis on individual shares, and today that will be Volaris. As you remember, Volaris has been in the number one on the sweet spot now already for almost half a week, with also a spread here that stays consistent and that doesn't change, um, and that at some point starts raising questions whether, first of all, this sweet spot is really true or the result of algorithms that have not recalculated that. And then I'll start looking into these shares in more detail. Maybe a good idea to first of all reiterate where this spread of 30.42% comes from. This spread is a result of the difference between the current price and the first resistance, as we have taken it from the technical analysis of the specialists. Now, the big question obviously is whether this number or these numbers in general are correct and accurate, and that's exactly what we will try to establish today. Obviously, the name already in itself indicates that this is an airline company that would disqualify this share for me immediately, as I do not invest in airlines. The reason is that when someone in the world somewhere sneezes, immediately all the shares of the airlines go down. But today, just for showing you how I start off these analyses and what I look at, we'll just go through the motion. And the first thing I do is obviously try and get some background information as to what this company is about. Try to find if there have been any scandals, how the economics of the company are, and obviously this Wikipedia here. This Wikipedia page confirms that this is a low-cost airline from Mexico, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Now that we've established that and we understand what we are actually going to invest in, I typically start looking for recent news. That could be indeed either whether there have been scandals or changes in senior management, mergers, acquisitions, dividend changes, anything that could be of interest. And I actually found very interesting things here that for people who are interested in investing in an airline could be very positive. If we see this press clipping from last August, and last August the company shared that in August their year-on-year demand has grown with 20%. 1 month later, here in September 22, that number has actually already gone up with 5% to 25% year-on-year demand growth. What is very important for airliners and companies that transport people or things are obviously the load factors, and we see very healthy load factors here, hovering around the 85%. Last January, so that's fairly recently, the year-on-year demand growth has been reconfirmed now with 23% and a load factor of 86. So this suggests that the company is well managed and doing healthy business. So then the next question obviously is, if we haven't disqualified this yet, is what is this first resistance of 15 point, I can't remember what it was, but it was around that area. Here in the top left we see the all-time graph, where we see that we're here quite far away from previous high tops that there have been in the past, but we also see that we're in a little rebound here, and that is maybe not so clear in the 3-year graph that we have here on the bottom left. although you can see here that this slope here, where we have been in this downward trend, indeed here is 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 going to this point where we're increasing again. Obviously, in the graph here on the bottom left, where we're now with this price of around $12, there's obviously in short term a little bit more volatility, but again here this graph shows that we've left a negative trend behind and that we're looking at a technical catch-up ahead. Obviously in this 3-month graph we can't find the first resistance here, but if we look at the 3-year graph, I would establish the first resistance around here. That's the first significant top that we've had over the past period, and actually not so long away, about 9 months if I can see this well. And if we look at this point here, it's indeed around the 15%, $15 of first resistance here. That's very interesting, huh? Because it shows that this spread that is there is actually for real. Obviously, that doesn't include any guarantee in there, because the stock may go down at any moment for whatever reason that there is. But it shows a very nice upward potential between the current price and this first resistance of around 15, of already of 30-ish%. And obviously, if it then breaks that resistance, then the world is open for these higher tops that we have over here. So again, this is not an advice to buy this share. I will certainly not buy this share, but it is a share that is interesting. It's interesting to keep an eye on, and it's interesting to talk to your professional investment advisor to see what their opinion may be. With that, I hope you've enjoyed this a deep dive into Volaris, and to get a little bit of a view behind the screen, how I do my my daily analysis, both on the macro level of the entire watch list, and then on the micro level of those shares that are in the sweet spot. Thank you very much for watching today. Please feel free to subscribe. It will really help the channel. We're still only at 14 subscribers, and it's a long way to 1 million. So every help there is welcome. Thank you very much, and we'll be back tomorrow.